Welcome, friends. Welcome to your Yin Guided Meditation. I will be using 2 blocks in the blanket today. Let's go ahead and just get started in a seated meditation. Just sort of ground ourselves in. So find a comfortable seat, whether that's on your block or simply on the mat. Let your hips elevate above your knees. And just gently rest your palms on your thighs. Take a moment here to close your eyes. And before shifting the breath too much, just begin to witness your own pattern of breath today. And take notice as you witness the pattern of breath. With each and every exhale, let the body melt a little bit more. You feel the connection of your sit bones to the earth, the gentle rise of the crown of your head. Yin offers us a deeper exploration inside of the body. And when we can begin to hold postures that are often a bit challenging, we can start to let go of everything that we hold on to so tight. We start to witness our strength and our stillness. And it almost makes everything else seem easier. It's easier to let go of resistance. It's easier to focus on the breath. And that is our purpose today for the next 60 minutes, is to really be connected with the breath, the body, and the mind together as one. This really is the definition of yoga. It's the union, the yoke that ties all 3 together. And in turn, it ties us to the universe and to everything in this physical world. That's the yoke. That's the union. Just let the shoulders fall down away from your ears. And now start to shift the breath, deepening, expanding, contracting. Exaggerate the full body breathing in both directions. And if it feels good today in your body, in your practice, pause at the top of your inhale. And pause at the bottom of the exhale. This idea of creating space between the breath patterns allows us to move into creating space between the thoughts. Physically, we will be moving into the hips today. These are very large areas of our body that hold, that store so many emotions, so many stories. Begin to release all the air. Even around the upper back as you pull your belly button towards your spine. Maybe even press your palms down into the thighs of the knees. And then big inhale from the root. Fill up the belly, the lungs, the upper chest. Pull your heart forward, lift your gaze. So exaggerating the opposite end of your breath. Hold it in. And let it go. Again, round the upper back, belly button back towards spine. Hold it out just for a moment. Then breathe in, pelvic floor, belly, lungs, upper chest. Hold your breath in, reach your heart forward. And let it go. Continue this way on your own, using the body here as you find your seat to expand your breath. So seated cat-cows through the body. Eyes can remain closed, drawing the gaze, the awareness deeper within. The space of your core lock, your Uddiyana Bandha, which is guiding the movements. Right? It begins at the core, it ends at the core space. Just about 5 more times of these seated, exaggerated cat-cows. And then when you feel like you're finished, rest once again in your gentle seat. Sukhasana, easy pose. And feel the shift. Witness any of those subtle or dramatic changes that happen when we full body breathe. And we guide it with the intentional movements. Let's take a little expression with the arms, just because most of our focus today is on the hips. So soften your eyes to open. As you breathe in, I want you just to widen the arms nice and out, reaching and extending from fingertip to fingertip. Now take a moment as you pull your elbows and your hands back, connect your shoulder blades together behind the back of your heart. And then find a slight tuck of your chin. So you're going to reach the tips of your ears toward the back wall. Hold this for 3 full rounds of breath. Keep a little tug in through the core space. This is going to be your anchor here, allowing you to open up through the front of the chest. Your palms are really wide. You're reaching through each fingertip. Beautiful. I want you to bend your right elbow. We're going to take this palm of your right hand toward the center of your back. And then turn your left thumb down and rotate it behind your back body. So if you'd like to and you feel open enough, you can connect your palms together behind you, or you can simply place your right palm to the center of your back and place your left palm to your right hip. Now pull your left elbow down and lift your right elbow up. Now take it into a gentle seated back bend. And I like to press the back of my head into my right forearm. Staying here for 3 to 5 breaths. Again, the core stays active, allowing you to lift and extend through the whole heart space. Imagine there's a string on the tips of your ears, pulling you slightly up and slightly back. And draw your right elbow slightly closer towards your face, taking the stretch toward the tricep. Amazing. Last breath in and out. As you inhale, open up nice and wide again, reaching through the fingertips. Shoulder blades connect to the back of your heart. Notice any extra space that you've allowed to create through the front of your chest. And this time we're going to bend the left elbow and take the palm of your left hand to the center of your back. And turn your right thumb down and reach it along the low back. So again, this side might feel very different. Maybe you clasp the hands, or maybe you simply place them on your back. Pull your left elbow towards your face and up. And then gently press the back of your head into your left forearm. Right elbow reaches down. Heart begins to extend. Close your eyes, just feel it and breathe. So the challenge for Yin often is keeping the full patterned breath when we hold these postures. But there's so much power here, because as we hold the postures and as we full body breathe, we begin to feel the posture in so many different ways, just by breathing. Breathe in and out. So good. Inhale, open up nice and wide. And exhale, release your palms down, shift your hips forward, remove your block if you had it, and take both blocks to the top of your mat. We're going to find ourselves in a low lunge with your right foot forward. We're going to take our left knee down, so if you'd like to set up a blanket toward the center of your mat before you do so, that's great. So right foot forward between the hands. You're going to stack your blocks at the highest setting and frame your right foot. Now here, we're just going to let our left toes fall toward the top of toward the mat. So no toes curled under. And with your blocks framing your right foot or heel, press down through your palms, keep your arms straight, and then lengthen up through the torso and head. Now we're holding this in Yin. This is called dragon pose because it requires this fire breath, because we're holding it and we're getting really deep into the hips, into the psoas, the hip flexors, all those really big muscles. And it's important to notice and recognize the activation of your core. Because when your core is active here, you can scissor your thighs towards center, and you can also lift and reach through the entire torso. So there is a midline where you're shifting forward, right, to feel the stretch, but you're also pulling slightly back to find the strength to hold this posture. Once you feel somewhat settled in your dragon pose, I would like you to soften your eyes to close and just take the gaze inward. A nice option with the hands, if you find a lot of your weight is dumping into the hands, you can turn your fingertips towards your body and rest the palms down on your block. So this gives you a chance to activate other parts of your body, releasing some weight on the hands. Just an option, you don't have to take it. It's also another nice option to make fists with your hands and press down through your knuckles to create more length too. So play with the palm placement, the hand placement. And I don't know about you, but I can already feel the heat begin to build. So perhaps open mouth exhales to release some heat and to release the stories, the tension, the anxiety, the stress that we hold on to in the physical form, especially in the hips. Okay, 3 full breaths here. Slow, steady, and smooth with your breath pattern. Now we're going to change our dragon pose. So I want you to take both of your blocks inside of your right leg. So a little closer together, and then come on down to the forearms. Or the elbows. So either one, resting forearms down, resting elbows down. Now you can drop your head a little bit. I like to rest my third eye on my hands that are connected like a fist. So more through the inner hips now. Close your eyes. Come back to the breath. And create some ease through the shoulders. Now here moves in the challenge of yin, right? Notice the pattern of your breath. And how we're holding these challenging postures. Can you stay smooth with the breath pattern instead of scattered or erratic? And just one more minute in this form of dragon. Notice that the tension is creeping in. Three big breaths. You'll release down through your palms. Take a moment to find half splits just for a second. So straightening your right leg, flex your right toe towards your face, and send your hips slightly back. Spider tip your fingertips to create more length through your arms. And really pull your right leg back into your hip socket. All right, just another variation of dragon. We'll move it into twisted. So take the right foot down again, and then one of your blocks can lower. And here we'll rest the forearm down. And now send your right knee out. I'll twist to the other side so you can see. So send your right knee out, and you can take your right hand to your inner right thigh. Pull your right elbow towards your hip, and then perhaps you open up the gaze. So imagine you're like a sun dragon bathing itself on a rock. Soften through the shoulders, and even go ahead and take the weight to the knife edge of your right foot. Feel length here through the sides of your neck. And again, the full body breath is your focus. So good, you're almost there. Last minute here. Really get into the connective tissue. And when we start to surrender and let go of the postures we're holding on to, blood, the energy, vitality flushes through the body. Three full breaths. It's important to know that nothing should hurt, right? It might be uncomfortable, there might be sensations, but nothing should be painful or hurt. Rest your right hand down. Send your hips slightly back, and then move yourself into half pigeon, right knee to right wrist crease. Press down through your hands. Make sure your left leg is long and straight behind you. Lift up through the crown of your head. And as you feel ready, you can move into sleeping pigeon. Any props that you need, a bolster, blocks. Just rest your third eye on something, whether it's the block, your mat, or your forearms. Feel the power of your yin practice and how we engage, we challenge ourselves, and then the surrender is so much sweeter. Feel free to rock your third eye, or your head rather, from side to side, massaging the third eye. Last minute here. Great work. 3 big breaths. And press down through the palms. Start to crawl your torso back up. Now send your weight towards your right hip. And then send your left leg, or take your left leg around in front for cow face legs, or double pigeon is also what it's called. So the right leg is on the bottom, and the left leg is on the top. It's okay if your knees don't stack, but I do want your sit bones rooted. So go ahead and finagle yourself so your hip bones are connected to the mat. And then massage for a moment the soles of your feet. Now I know it's a lot on the right hip right now, but I promise we'll even the sides out and it'll start to feel a bit more in balance by the end of class. And with the torso nice and long, soften your eyes and just hold right here for a minute. We'll work the torso and the arms in just a second. If this is too much, you can always extend the right leg long for a half cow face pose. So a little modified variation. And then take the eyes open. Just drop your right palm down by your hip and soft bend to your right elbow. Rather left arm, I'm sorry. Left palm down next to the hip. And then bend your left elbow. And then as you breathe in, lift your right arm high. So you are actually gazing at me or opposite of me, just because we're doing the same side. So just keep that in mind. Now, it's kind of common to sort of take the chin towards the chest and round the upper back. I want you to avoid that. I want you to lift and lengthen through the torso and take it into just a nice slight back bend, kind of like you're lifting the heart a bit. And then with the breath pattern, as you inhale, create a little bit more length. And as you exhale, fold a little deeper. And notice if you're reaching your whole right arm out of your shoulder socket, I want you to pull it slightly back down and in. And then as you inhale, lift both arms high. And we'll move it into a twist. So your right hand will gently rest on your left knee. And then your left hand moves behind the back body. So inhale, lift up, press through the sit bones. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Definitely bend both elbows to help facilitate the deeper twist. And just be mindful, take awareness of the shoulders. Are they reaching up towards your ears, or can you let them fall toward the earth instead? And slowly unwind the body. Now you're going to take your left leg forward and your right leg back for our first part of our dragon pose. So frame your left foot with your blocks at the highest setting. Let the right top of your foot connect to the mat. You want to support the torso enough with your blocks so the torso is long and the crown of your head is lifted. Take your eyes to close once you've settled in relatively here, right? It's hard to be settled in dragon pose because it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of fire breath. It's a lot of awareness. And when you do soften your eyes to close, I want you just to notice the difference in the sides of your hips. Oftentimes we're under the assumption that the sides of our body are the same. They react the same and they hold the same, but they don't. We have a very dominant side. We have a side that we pull the stress into and let it reside there. So if that is your left side, I invite you to stay deep with your breath pattern. And take it to the edge. Again, nothing should hurt. It is uncomfortable, yes. It is challenging for sure, but the pain is not necessary. So if you do find that you are in pain, not just uncomfortable, adjust yourself so that you are simply uncomfortable and not in pain. It's challenging for us to hold these postures, right? And sometimes life is challenging and we're in these spaces that we're uncomfortable and we don't like, we don't want to be there, right? But can we be there? Can we recognize it for what it is? Just sensations, just emotions, just thoughts that are always shifting, that are always moving, just like this posture. We're not here forever. This is our strength, our internal strength that we can tap into at any time. That's the importance of challenging ourselves, moving through. Last minute in this form of dragon pose. And just feel that the chin is pressing forward. Can you slightly pull it back towards your body? And 3 big breaths. And you're going to shift your blocks so that they're inside of your left foot, left leg. And then come on down to the forearms, the elbows. Deepening more toward the inner thighs. Check in with the shoulders. Make sure they're away from the ears. You can rest your third eye on your hands. The awareness to the core space. So with each breath, you're expanding through the belly, and with each exhale, you pull it back towards your spine. Last minute. And 3 breaths. Ever so mindfully, you'll send yourself back into a half splits. Slider tip your fingertips, straighten your left leg, flex your left toes towards your face. Breathe into the ease, the surrender, and pull your left leg deep into your hip socket. And we'll start to shift forward, taking it in our last variation of dragon. Drop one of your blocks down to level 2 or level 1. Send your forearm there. Start to open up your left knee and place your left hand inside of your left thigh. And you can roll onto the knife edge of your left foot. Just notice the fingertips and toes, right? Are you holding on in your extremities? Where can you soften? How can you breathe into the challenge? Maybe start to rotate the gaze toward the sky. Our physical bodies are so powerful. We can withstand so much. Tap into that strength here. But also feel the softness it takes to move through that power. Last full minute. Three big breaths. Ever so slowly, place your palms, send your hips slightly back, and we'll move into half pigeon. So left knee towards your left wrist crease. Make sure your right leg is straight and long behind you. Press down through your palms, nice long arms, lift up through the crown of your head. Give yourself a breath or two here. And then, as you're ready, you can soften into half pigeon. Sleeping pigeon, rather. Just connect your third eye to something, to the block, to the mat, to your forearms. Ease through the shoulders. What's here? What's starting to rise to the surface of your awareness? It's not uncommon as we move through big hip postures that stories start to come to the surface. Things that perhaps happened in our lives that we chose not to feel at the time. And when we start to open up these places of our bodies and release knots, right? What's coming up? You have the choice here to feel and to notice and to move through, or you can simply take those stories and those emotions and press them back down. So what are you choosing to do with the stories that begin to arise? And it's okay if nothing comes up. That's just fine too. There's no right and no wrong here. Our journeys unfold as they need to. Our hips are the space of the second chakra, Svadhisthana, which is the water element attached to the moon. It's that feminine energy. It's a space of creativity and fluidity. Last minute here. And 3 full breaths. Press down through your palms. Start to crawl your torso back up to lift it. Now you're going to shift your weight to the left hip, taking ourselves into double pigeon. Be really easy with your body. We've been in some very deep stretches. And the right leg moves on top. Now again, because the bodies are very different on each side, if you'd like to extend the left leg long instead for a modified variation, feel free to do so. Make sure that the hips are rooted, and then hands to the feet. Just give yourself a little easy massage. Eyes are closed, shoulders are soft. And this time, the right hand is down next to the right hip. Soft bend to the right elbow. Your breath in, lift your left arm high. Reach it up and over. And again, notice if you're rounding, I want you to lift the heart higher to create more length. Really root down through the left hip as you start to send the breath through the whole left side body. With your inhale, lengthen all the way back up through center. Moving it into the twist as you exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind the back body. Breath in lifts, breath out, deeper twist over the right shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale back through center. So good. Extend both legs forward. And just go ahead and shake out your knees, shake out your legs. And then you'll come onto your back for a happy baby pose. Any way that you want to get there. Lift your heels, take your knees down towards your armpits, and then hands to the feet or hands to the soles or even ankles. Keep your entire spine rooted into the mat from the back of your head to your tailbone. If you want any fluid movements here, feel free to take it. You can bend one knee, heel towards your glute, then the other knee, heel towards your glute. Explore the opening that we have created through the hips. And then once you've found movement, come back to your happy baby and just hold it with your eyes closed. And the gentle pull of gravity through the knees. The slight stretch through the arms and the shoulders. Release your grip. Let's take a figure 4. So supine figure 4, right ankle over your left thigh. Now it doesn't have to be crazy because we've already done so much through the hips. So let this be more of a surrender. Go ahead and leave the sole of your left foot on the mat and then goal post your arms. And just about 5 full breaths here, and then we'll take it into a supine figure 4 twist. And witness what's happening in the body. I don't know about you, but my body's got this little fight inside where it's like, no, we can relax. No, let's activate. No, we can relax. Just because that's the letting go of that connective tissue, those deep, strong connective tissues in the hip socket. And where the energy, where the awareness goes, the energy starts to follow. So awareness to the sensations that are arising. Energy moves. Opening and space is then created. Ease. And as you feel ready, just simply take it into a twist. So the sole of your right foot moves over to the left. Arms stay as they are. Option to turn your head towards the right. Now find the belly breaths. Three big breaths. With just a slight activation through the core, lift your legs back up through center. And then pull your thighs over your belly just for a moment. A deep core compression, neutralizing the low back. And take it into supine figure 4 on the other side. So ground the right sole, And then left ankle over right thigh, goal posting the arms once again. Just stay here. So we're really pulling the body back in through center, just creating a little more neutralization of all that activation that we did in the whole dragon series. Just 3 breaths, and we'll move it into the easy twist. Feeling very acutely, once again, the difference in the sides of your body. It's the really amazing gift that yoga gives us, this deepening of our body awareness. And it's not just one time we have to figure it out, right? It's every single day. It feels and looks very different. And that's where the sister science of Ayurveda really comes into our yoga practice, because Ayurveda shows us that we're always having to check in with the weather, with our bodies, with how we feel. Yoga is that gateway into deep internal awareness. It's constantly shifting like everything else. The question really remains is, can you notice? Can you listen? Can you hear? Can you take what it is that you need to balance yourself out? Moving it into the twist. Sole of your left foot over to the right, nice and gentle. Option to turn your head toward the left. Belly breaths. I especially love the nice gentle vibration of the body after a powerful yin practice. Three full breaths. And with a slight toning of your belly, you'll come back in through center. Compression again, thighs over belly. This time, take your chin to your chest and your third eye towards your knees. Full breath in. And let it go. And then any way you choose, take yourself into a comfortable posture for about 10 minutes of guided meditation. Make sure you're quite comfortable here. With your eyes closed, Welcome the environment and sounds around you. The sensations of warmth or coolness on your skin. A gentle touch of air as it touches your skin. The sensations where your body touches the surface that's supporting it. Affirm to yourself, I am aware, I am awake, and I am at ease. Welcome your heartfelt mission, the feeling of life living you with purpose, meaning, and value. As you silently affirm to yourself, I am a unique and valued expression of life. Life is living me with purpose and meaning. Experience this as true with your entire body and mind. Start to draw in your personal intention or sankalpa. This intention that supports you to realize your heartfelt mission in your own daily life. It doesn't have to be long, it can be brief, just a few words. Perhaps you're inviting peace into the heart and the mind. Or perhaps it's an intention of letting go of something. Feeling and affirming your intention with your entire body and mind as true in this very moment. Take the time to repeat it to yourself 3 times in the mind. There is immense power in intention that we create while in meditation. And bring attention to sensations in your jaw, mouth, ears, eyes, forehead, scalp, neck, shoulders, arms, palms, fingers, and torso, legs, feet, your entire body. Your entire body as a field of radiant sensation. Feel yourself as the observer of all the sensations that are present. Affirm to yourself, I am aware. I am at ease. I am safe and secure with myself. As I am, and the universe as it is, in this very moment. Sense your body breathing itself. Abdomen expanding with each inhalation. Abdomen releasing with each exhalation. With each exhalation, affirm to yourself, I am aware and at ease. I am aware and at ease. Take a moment to welcome emotions and thoughts that are present. Without trying to change anything, welcoming your experience just as it is. If it is helpful, note and experience opposites of the emotions and thoughts that are present. All the while noting actions that these messengers are inviting you to take in. Affirm to yourself, I have within me the perfect response to each moment. Welcome the ease and joy of simply being. Welcome yourself as the observer of everything that you're experiencing. Note how everything is arising and passing away in your awareness. Welcome yourself as the spacious openness of awareness. Undeniable, indescribable, everywhere. Inside, outside. Welcome the feeling of wholeness. Yourself as a unique expression of the wholeness of life. While also feeling yourself and everything interconnected, not separate. But feel yourself as a unique expression of this wholeness of life. And feel once again the breath as it gently moves the body. Notice the places of your body rooted into the floor. And take your awareness to the sounds in the room or the sounds outside of the room. And as you feel ready, start to create small movements with your fingertips or your toes. And before we shift completely, take a moment to return back to the intention or sankalpa that you created. Short sentence, small words. Bring it back to the awareness, repeating it to yourself 3 times mentally in the mind. Carry this intention with you throughout the rest of your day. Let it be your guide, your strength, your focus. And as you feel ready, pull your knees in and roll over onto a side, finding yourself in supported fetal position. Your opportunity to begin again, brand new. And gently lift yourself up through seated. Eyes remain closed. Pull your palms together at your heart space for Anjali Mudra. And gratitude for the power of this practice. Let's end class today with Om. Take a full breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, we prepare. Carry the sound, the vibrations with you. Draw your thumbs towards your third eye. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's such an honor to guide you through class. Until next time, friends, be well.